Okay, before we even jump into this, I gotta ask, how did you feel about Attack on Titan's final season part 3 being made into this 1-hour special opposed to it being like a typical 12 episode, 10 episode season of anime? Was you yay or nay? Because when they announced this initially, I ain't gonna lie, I was kind of like, this is bizarre, but I feel like a lot of it is due to the fact of, one, how much content they had to work with left. Like, there probably wasn't just in reality enough content to make 12 episodes or even 10 episodes. So I think personally they had what they had and they made do with what they could do, but ultimately it still feels a little bit bizarre that the finale of Attack on Titan is going to be in 2-hour-long chunks opposed to like a TV anime. I mean, at the end of the day, couldn't they have just done this with like putting these episodes into the last couple seasons? You know what I'm saying? But you know, I digress. Maybe it just was that Mappa wanted to, at the end of the day, make these episodes the standout, you know, make the finale a standout, or they just wanted to milk it, and I don't blame them because Attack on Titan is over. Even though it won't really be over, but that's a side note. Let's talk about Attack on Titan's final season part 3, part 1, right? And then part 2. I don't know, it's very bizarre, but yeah, y'all know the latest Attack on Titan thingy-majig that just dropped a few days ago here in March. Let's talk about it. I must go. The time is now. I must go. It's time to get out. Hey guys, ForneverWorld here, and if you would like to support my channel and everything I've got going on, I would super appreciate it, and there's benefits. Because joining the different tiers in my channel membership can offer things such as exclusive videos that you won't be able to see anywhere else, opportunities for major anime and manga giveaways, including volumes, DVDs, merchandise, not to mention if you want a shout out. So if you would like to join my channel membership, link in the description below. I hope to see you there, and thank you for the support. Okay, so flat out, this episode of Attack on Titan, this 1-hour special, definitely said a lot in terms of where Eren's character is and where it's going moving forward towards the finale, because this episode, and I'm going to refer to it as episode, obviously it was 1 hour and you know, you could call it a special, I'm just going to call it this episode. It was very chilling. It was very chilling to see how far Eren's character has come, and not necessarily in the best of directions, because homie is just wanting straight up destruction in order to save his people. And I guess another thing, because a lot of people are going to be looking at me in particular regarding the finale, which that's the next episode, but I guess I want to start addressing this now. I am entitled to feel how I want to feel when it comes to this finale. So if I end up, especially with the next part, if I end up liking the way the anime handles the finale and people want to say that you're switching up because it's a little bit of a thing called growth, and that's just where I'm at with it, then yo, feel how you want to feel, but I'm going to feel how I want to feel. I'm going to come in and talk about these Attack on Titan last 2, you know, hour-long specials the way I want to talk about them, how I 100% feel, regardless if people feel like I'm switching up, whatever the case may be, because it just is what it is. I'm just going to do that and feel how you want to feel about me feeling how I feel, yeah. But for starters, one of the things about this episode was a lot of the episode was definitely focusing in on them trying to get those planes off the ground, because of course the rumbling has commenced. It is absolute chaos. Eren is basically destroying like 80% of the world in order to save his people of Paradise Island, and it's a very, very complex thing, and this is one of the reasons why I will throw the argument that no matter what, one of the things about Attack on Titan in regards to the blurred line of who's good and who's bad is what really makes Attack on Titan truly a standout amongst everything in anime and manga. The fact that it's not necessarily like you don't even know who to root for. Like at this point while I'm watching the episode, I am really, really torn. Like on one hand is like, yo, what Eren is doing is crazy wrong. Like, yo, you are just absolutely decimating millions, if not billions of people. So he's 100% wrong in that regard. However, he is doing it because if he doesn't, then his people will be wiped out. Like just flat out, it's for the survival of his people that he's taking out a larger number. But in regards to like, especially, you know, Armin, Mikasa and them, it's kind of like, well, which way do they go with it? Because on one hand, it's like, yo, he's doing this to protect us and to protect our people. But then at the same time, what about all these other innocent people? Like, you know, them starting off, as a matter of fact, the way Isayama wrote this whole thing, you know, starting from part 4 on, season 4 on, of getting to see the other side of things, getting to see Marley and those people and how technically they're kind of innocent to a certain degree as well. They were indoctrinated into these ideologies to hate the Eldians because the Eldians are so bad, and they never even got to see the Eldians, so all they know is just Eldian bad. They never really had anybody need to show them like, yo, dog, the Eldians are not devils. You know what I'm saying? The people of Paradise Island are actually good people that just want to live. So they were also brought up into this really messed up mentality. So you go into this one, I ain't gonna lie, if I was in Armin and Mikasa's shoes, I would be kind of like, where do I go with this? Like, do I go and look out and keep on rocking with my friend that wants to save me and is doing all these things to save me, even though he is essentially committing genocide? Or like, where do we go with this whole thing? So that's one of the things that I think makes Attack on Titan special, that there really is no necessarily right or wrong answer. You could throw the argument what Eren is doing still is wrong because he's massacring a lot of people, and even when they have that conversation, when he brings them into that, you know, other world or whatnot, that other dimension, and they're like, yo, it'll be hundreds of years before anybody comes after Paradise. How about we just stop right here and now? And Eren's like, nah. We ain't leaving nothing to chance, fam. You are free to protect the world as you see fit, and I am free to keep moving forward. It is really a complex situation. It is really something of you basically trying to make a choice on what you feel is right, but there is nothing that is just flat out this is right, because you also got to look at it like, yeah, what Eren is doing is absolutely, you know, terrifying, but if he doesn't, what happens again to Paradise? Everybody gets wiped out, everybody dies, his people that he loves and cares about get wiped off the map and they go extinct. And that's not something that's right either. Like, let's be very clear. The series has shown time and time again that if Marley and the Azumabito people have their way, it'll be the end of Paradise and the Eldians. So it is really just, that's what makes it so, like, yo, you constantly are just going to think about this thing of like, damn, man, where's the common ground? Where do you find the right answer in this whole scenario? And I ain't gonna lie, Eren, again, just like, you compare Eren from the beginning of the series to where he's at right now, you could throw the argument that, yeah, there was definitely some similarities of like when he had that rage in him to say, I'm gonna kill all the Titans, I'm gonna get them all. So that aspect was still in Eren, so it's not a complete metamorphosis away from who he was. But in terms of that innocent kid that just, you know, he fighting for survival to this, it's like, geez Louise, again, how do you feel? And you could even see that Eren himself, just the way Reiner and them described the whatnot, he's conflicted, because at the end of the day, there's a scene in the episode where there's a kid that's getting jumped in an alleyway, and Eren is like watching it and observing it and thinking to himself, well, why am I even gonna bother getting involved? Just in a little bit now, I'm gonna massacre all these people. They're all gonna die from that, you know, rumbling, the Titans stomping them to death and stuff like that. Why should I even bother trying to save him? And the fact that he does end up saving this kid from getting jumped, and then after the fact apologizes, crying and telling him, I'm so sorry, you know what I'm saying? That shows that Eren, you know, the good nature in him, the good soul, the good spirit inside of him doesn't want to do any of this. But this is somebody that is at the end of their rope. This is somebody that doesn't know anymore, how else can I save my people other than to do this? What else can I do? Where else can I go with this? This seems like the only answer, and everybody else is going to call me a monster, but it's kind of like, think Code Geass, where Lelouch took on the identity of, no, I'm the monster, I'm the bad guy, and that's what he felt needed to be done at the time. And likewise with Eren, you can see that the good kid that, you know, just wanted his people to survive, loved his mom, loved his family, loved Mikasa, he is still in there, and it's almost like he's fighting a monster and an internal battle in and of himself. Like, you take it for the grandiose thing that it is, right? The, you know, the rumbling and Titan Eren is a monster and all the things and whatnot, but at the end of the day, if you really boil it all down, it's somebody that is having an internal conflict with himself of, what is the right decision? Where do I go with this? Is this the right decision? Because if he is there saving a kid that he knows is inevitably going to die anyways, it's clearly that Eren doesn't necessarily wholeheartedly believe in doing this, but this is what he feels like is the only answer, the only option left in order to save the devils of Paradise Island. So very emotional if you really think about it, honestly, getting me a little bit like, wow, imagine being in that situation. Imagine feeling like, literally, not even figuratively, literally, the weight of the world rests on Eren's shoulder. The weight of the world in terms of the people of Paradise. Like, if he doesn't do this, Paradise will die. They will get him and they will get everybody, and that'll be the end of it, even if it's hundreds of years later, especially if it's hundreds of years later. That's another thing, like when they're trying to bargain with him when he brings him into that world, is like, no. This is especially why I have to do it, because I don't have much time left here anyways. If I don't do this now, what happens in the hundreds of years when I'm not around to make this decision? Will the next person be able to do the rumbling thing? That's where it's like Eren is pushing himself like, no, it has to be done, and it has to be done now. I absolutely have to talk about this, because drop a like, drop a comment with your feelings on this one, please. I really gotta know how you felt about Hanji's exit. Hanji's exit. I always say Hanj, but her exit from Attack on Titan and how it went down. Oh my god, it had me so emotional, especially when they played that OST from season 1. I think it's Bauklot. That's something. It's like a German song or whatever, but I can't. Oh my god. And she's there fighting the giant titans from the rumbling, and even literally her body goes on fire as she's there, just trying to buy some time so that they could repair the plane that asshole, shit, I forget his name, but the dude that shot the holes inside the plane or whatever. Like, oh my god, that was just absolutely if you're ever gonna write a character out of the story, that is one way to write them. And it was just absolutely tragic, sad, and rest in peace to the umpteen power to our lovable Titan crazed Hanj, man. Like, that honestly was just done marvelous. Like, it was great in the manga. The anime definitely outdid it. The Attack on Titan anime always outdoes the manga. I don't care what anybody tells me. You're never gonna tell me Attack on Titan manga is better than the anime. That's just wrong. That's just wrong. And that, again, combined with that OST that was just mwah. And then to top it all off, even after all that, even after she went out like a true brave warrior, a soldier, a true G, then you get that scene of her with all of the scouts and people that had passed, Erwin, all of these people there, and them saying, yo, you did good, now tell us all about it. Oh, I'm getting goosebumps even talking about it. Like, oh, you know, I think it hits harder, and I think you watch it right now can agree with me. It hits harder, especially if you've been watching and following Attack on Titan for so many years. Like, dog, this is now 11 years for me since the manga and 10 years since the anime began of Attack on Titan. So we've been rocking out with these characters on and off, whether you're watching the anime or manga, for 10 years. So to see Hans go out in a blaze of glory, true to blue, after being captain and running this ship for a good minute, oh, it was amazing. It was honestly amazing. And her naming Armin the new captain after her exit was just like, man, this special was, I don't care what nobody says, the way it was done, the way the art and animation, the music, everything about it was just 10 out of 10. And that scene with Hanj was just, it was tragic, but yeah, rest in peace to a real one. Going back quickly to that conversation where Eren brought everybody into that other world or whatnot to talk to them, it was kind of crazy how people were pleading with him. Even Levi said, like, even Levi, for Levi, a prideful guy, to put that to the side and say, yo, how about you just let us off with a swift kick in the ass and just call it a day already with the rumbling? Yo, how about you just stop it? And for Eren not to waver on that, you got to imagine how much is weighing on his heart right now with everything that's going on, with Levi pleading with him, with Armin pleading with him, saying, yo, it won't be hundreds of years, with Mikasa saying, I will bear this pain with you together, just please stop, Eren. Like, the fact that that kid is still in there, the fact that that good, kind soul is somewhere within Eren Yeager, and he's hearing all them pleading, basically, please stop, and he's still going, I can only imagine. And I wish we would get maybe even a novel telling the perspective and the mindset of Eren as all of this is going down. We need that story of Eren as all of this is happening. What is he thinking? How is he feeling? Because you know it gotta be tragic. Yeah, don't get me wrong, it's disgusting what he's doing, killing all these innocent people. It's absolutely disgusting, no questions asked. But at the same time, imagine how much, like, he gotta be damn near feeling like he's dead inside because of all of this. Quick nod to the Annie x Armin ship that's going on. Obviously, that's really more so the whole thing with Bertolt, because, you know, of course, Armin ate Bertolt, and now that's inside of him. So that's where that pairing thing comes along. And it was kind of awkward in a way of, like, Annie being a little bit shy and awkward about the situation. Like, yo, fam, it is literally the end of the world, dog. The Titans, the rumbling is stomping everyone's existence out. 80% of the world is gone, and you're there like, no, Baka, like, stop, please, just stop. I mean, granted, I don't know if I'd be thinking about, well, I can't even say what I'd be thinking about if that was, you know, if I was in that crisis of a situation, but all I can say is I would not be, no, Baka, in the middle of the world ending, okay, Annie? Just stop. Let Armin, you know, both of you guys, because she clearly has maybe some liking to him. It doesn't look like she's completely like, yo, get the fuck away from me, dog. You corny, you crusty. Like, it ain't anything like that. I'm just saying, Annie, Come on. And also Armin, a little bit of a bad timing in a sense to be bringing up this whole thing of like, yo, I know like people are getting slaughtered like right across the water, but how about we shack up, baby? Yeah. I don't know. It's just a funny situation or a sad situation, an awkward situation all around, all across the board. And I will say that it looks like the Rumbling has been living up to its name and living up to the hype in terms of, yo, dog, when they trying to bomb down the Titans and some of them are falling, but they're just continuing on, and Eren is able to beam blast. Like, what do you think? He's, you know what I'm saying? He still has a brain in there at the end of the day. He's not a mindless Titan. Like, they are definitely living up to the hype in terms of they're stomping out the world, and damn near nothing could stop them. Don't get me wrong, we've had some bombs that tripped up a few of them. Hanji was able to slow them down, but there's no stopping. They don't bend, they don't fold, they don't break. They keep moving forward, which is very much so on brand with Eren's motto. A little bit of teasing of something there where Falco is talking about that dream that he had of him flying. It's like, well, they kind of need to fly as much as they can right now with the Rumbling, and the planes can only go so much, especially they got a plane that had bullets shot through it. So yeah, Falco, if you're gonna turn into a giant bird or some shit, please do, like right now. And honestly, with the finale of everybody from Paradise going on and attacking Eren and basically leading into the finale of Attack on Titan with this seemingly final part that is incoming with, I believe they said October, if I'm not mistaken, the finale of Attack on Titan. Yeah, this was amazing. This was beautiful. It was tragic. It was sad. It was everything. It was art. Honestly, like if there was one word to describe this piece of Attack on Titan, is art, for better or worse, with the Hanji situation, with Eren's conversation with the people, with the Rumbling, with Eren's internal struggles, inward and outward, of saving that kid that he knew had a gruesome fate regardless. Like, it was art. And rest in peace once again, one more time, to the fallen Hanj and to all the people in general that I know I'm talking like if they're real people, but yeah, the whole Rumbling situation is tragic and sad, and this was really awesome. And I guess we'll check back on if I switched up or not in the next part. Like, relax, even if I have a different opinion than what I had, I'm allowed to do that, and you're allowed to feel how you feel, and I'm gonna keep on feeling how I feel. It just is what it is. Let me know what you think of this final part. How do you feel about it? What did you think of it? And are you looking forward to the finale of Attack on Titan? Have an awesome day. Peace in. Subscribe and hit that bell to get more. Yeah.
Lights be flashing and looking at me, such an odd unique, yet I'm so unique and you're looking at me. If the wolves could talk, they would probably repeat, and I'd probably say, bitch, get the fuck off me.